Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this part where we are going to discuss chapter number 5. And before proceeding on to chapter number 5, which is the actual functions or the functions are displayed and why we need functions. Let's just complete a little bit portion of chapter number 4. We have already done this one in the lab, that is actually the logical operators. But just to complete it for the sake of this course. So, first of all, just completing this logical operators, the and, or, and not over there. So if you see over here on this slide, I have the logical operators, and logical operators are the and, or not over there. The and is shown by these two ampersand symbols. The or is shown by the two vertical bars over there, and the not is shown by the exclamation marks. You already are familiar with this thing. Now, why we need an or and or logical operator? Because sometimes the condition is more than one. For example, let's talk about first of all the logical or. Supposingly, I have to give marks to some of you as a final exam. So, if you have given the final exam, you have given the midterm, and you have given the quizzes, I have multiple conditions to test. Plus, I have to also check that your attendance is greater than 75. So, when I have to check all these conditions over there, I will be actually having the logical and over there. So, this means that practically you have done all the postulates of this course, then you are absolutely liable for a grade in this course. If you have not done any one of it, then certainly you can't be. Or in other words, supposedly attendance is the basic criteria to sit an exam. So then, of course, there will be an and logic over there between whatever the condition and the attendance over there. So there is always a logical and. And I guess I don't need to tell you that for a logical and operator, the table is this, that it will only be true if the both conditions are true. I'm talking about the case where the logical and has two operands over there, which means this and has before this first condition and then the second condition over there. So in this case, you can see the variable age is there, the variable has license is there. One is having a value 25, the other one is value having a 1. So here, if age is greater than 21, which is of course because the value is 25, and has license over here has a value equal to 1. So these both conditions are true. So this printf is going to be executed, and you are going to see that you can rent a car will be written. So this means if you are more than age 21 and you have a license. Now, if you don't have a license, and even if you are like 35 years of age, you are not liable. So this is an and condition over there. So and conditions or and operator require the both of them to be true, then it can be having a true output result over there. And you can have like more operands as well, which means if they are you age is greater than 21 and has license equal to 1, plus if you have a car even as well, then you need uh, uh you can rent a car over there. Or maybe first thing, age is there greater than 21, you have a license over there, and your medical report is okay, then you can rent a car. So you can have many conditions over there. This slide give you just a case of two conditions over there. Normally you're going to have like two or maximum three conditions almost in any of the cases of programs you are going to program. So the and logical operator works in the same way. Another example of the and example of the logical operator, you can see the score of a student if it is greater than or equal to 60 and the score is less than or equal to 100. So this means any value between 60 and 100 will let this printf be printed. So printf is going to be printed here. It is 85, so of course this will be printed over there. If this was something 101 or 110 or something a different value, then of course then this printf would not be there because this is an and. Now in the same case, supposedly if this was an or, if this was an or over there, then this means that if the score is greater than 60 or less than 60, greater than or equal to 60, or if the score is less than or the, so any of the two cases over there, so what will happen? This will be actually also running for any value greater than 60 or less than 600 as well. So it almost will print every time over there. So you have to be very, very careful that you have to use the and operator or the or operator. For a and operator, there is another example over there, you can see over there. So if you are having this two variables, gender and age, so if your gender is equal to 1, where one is actually is female, two is equal to male. So here the gender is equal to 1, age is greater than or equal to 65, then you are actually incrementing the senior females over there. So you are actually having the old age females over there. So that is being pre-incremented. The variable is being pre-incremented. We don't have that variable over there. Of course, that will be some value, and you are making a count of that. And here the printf is in senior female counted. So you have actually added a senior female. So if you are doing a classification of some females in a program, that how many females are there based on the age category, then you are going to have this gender equal to 1. So if you are supposedly doing for the male, then in that case gender is going to be equal to 2 and age is going to be greater than or equal to 65. In that case again, that and is going to be there, but this time for male it will be 2 over there. So you can use this and operator again and again over there. Coming to the other option, that is actually the logical or, this one is wrong over there. These are two vertical lines over there. This is actually a wrong I guess a typo mistake over there. So in logical or, actually the answer is true every time except for one, when the both conditions are false. So if there is an or over there, which is actually the two vertical bars over there, so here you can see if the semester average of a student is greater than or equal to 90, or the final exam is greater than 90, then this means the student grade is A. So you are actually here printing a statement that is student grade is A if semester average is greater than or equal to 90, which means if all five subjects are there and the semester average is greater than 90, maybe in some case or some subject you are less than that, then still you are going to get the student grade is A, or the final exam which you are talking about, that exam or this semester, it is having a greater than or equal to 90. So this will be always true if any of these two condition is there. Remember, in or, if any of the two conditions is true, it will still print over there that is true over there. Another example you can see, if the day, where day is actually 6 means that it is Saturday, 7 means Sunday, 1 means Monday, 2 means Tuesday, and so on. So if day is equal to 6 or day is equal to 7, so this means that it's the weekend. Of course, Saturday and Sunday are the weekend. So this means you have day 6 and day 7. Now you can have another if statement over there, that if day is equal to 1, or day is equal to 2, or day is equal to 3, or day is equal to 4, or day is equal to 5, then this means it is a weekday. So these are the normal work days over there, that is Monday to Friday. So you can have multiple ors also in that case. Here this is for the weekend, that's why this is just 6 and 7, and you have the or operator. Another example for the or over here, that if supposedly you have this response equal to n, small n or capital N. Now the user can enter anything over there, then you have n and capital N. So you are going to print exiting the program. Then this two statements, that is return 0 and this will be printed, and you are going to exit the program and the main function will be gone. Here character is the response is the variable which is in character data bucket over there. So you are taking the input and placing it in the response variable, and that response is being checked by the if statement. Again, if the user enters small n, capital N, both will be giving you the answer. So both of these, and operator and or operator, they have a little thing, one thing in common. Now, before going on in that, let's talk about first of all the logical not, and I guess already you're familiar with this thing. If you have one variable and you are evaluating that condition over there, so if supposedly int is there and there is a variable is raining, and if it is has been made equal to 0, so if you are going to have the not operator applied to it, this means this will be made equal to 1. So automatically, if int over here, now int can have a different value of also, it can have 7 as well, this will not be important. Then you have to evaluate it according to some condition over there. Here in this specific case over there, the int is actually having a value 0, so this treats it as false. But when you are going to put the not operator, this will be taken into as 1. So this means that this condition will be true, which is inside the parenthesis. So this will be printed over there. Now this is the same case as if raining equal to 0, and this is completely true because here is raining is equal to 0 is taken as false. So which means that it will be now when not, this will be taken as 1. So this will be true and this will be done. So if this is raining is equal to 2, this is exactly the same thing. So both of them are exactly replica over there. Normally not operator is rarely used over there, but still if you have some not operator there, then not operator can be used around the while statement as well, and also across the if else statement as well. And I guess I don't need to tell you that a not is going to toggle your condition. So if your condition is false, it will be coming true. If it is true, then it will be coming false. Then another example over there, you can see over there that if you have a valid input or not, you are taking in a number over there, and that valid input is already equal to 0, and that number is being storing that whatever you are taking the from the user over there. And if that number is between 1 and 10, then valid input is equal to 1. which means that the valid input is actually just like a variable which is going to store that okay, the input has been valid or not. So if it is equal to 1, this means that okay is there. So if valid input is not there, which means not symbol is there, because this is 1 or either 0. But since it has gone inside the if else statement and the input has been equal to something, a value between 1 and 10, because this is actually the conditions over there and the AND operator is also used, then if this is going to be equal to the over there, then this is going to be error, enter a number between 1 and 10. So it's actually going to print you that okay, sorry, your answer or the input number is wrong. You are not putting any negative number or something like that. You have to put a number between 1 and 10. Then it's going to enter a number between 1 and 10 over there. So in this way you can have the not operator used inside your if else statement, or even in your do while statement or do while loop over there as well. Now remember one thing very important: if you are evaluating one expression over there that grade is equal to sentinel value, whatever supposedly in a while loop statement, then don't instead of doing something like this, use it like something grade not equal to sentinel value. Why? Because here if grade is supposedly equal to a and sentinel value supposedly you have also made it equal to something a over there, and instead of putting in a you are putting like b or something, then it will exit at everything. So it will exit at everything. So that do while loop will be out of the loop without any something, and that will be running over there. So it is better that you use this something that your grade is not equal to the sentinel value, then complete the loop or repeat that loop what is happening over there. So both will work, but the second one is more clear and it is more easy for you, that the sentinel value is being not written over there. In this case, internal value will be written, then it will exit. Otherwise, for all other values, it will never exit over there. You can try this too, and this is something very important. This will tell you that this is not a compiler. Remember, this is not a compiler. This is a logical error which is going to be created by any other value other than the sentinel value being entered over there, and that will create problems for you. Now, as I told you, ands and or symbol, they have a little problem in themselves. Not a problem, actually, there is a shortcut over there. So whenever you have an and operator over there, in the and operator, remember one thing: since both of the conditions have to be true. So if the first condition becomes false, it will never evaluate the second condition. So if x is not equal to 0 is false, then it will never ever go. And this is done by the compiler. So the compiler is going to stop it and never evaluate y by x, because no need of doing it, because the one condition is already false. So even if that comes true, the if else statement is never going to be executed, which is inside it. So this is done over there, and this is actually increasing your compiler speed. And all compilers, they have a different variety of them, but GCC compiler, which we are using at present for this course, is having this condition inside it that it's short circuited. If this one is false, then certainly the next one is not evaluated and never is going to be there. The other one thing is the or operator. Now over here, if the first condition becomes true, which is age is less than 18, then the second condition, even if it is false, no need to evaluate it. You can just go inside and do whatever is inside the parenthesis of the if else statement over there. So again, this is something like a short circuit, that if this is true, the next statement does not matter. The next condition, if it is false or true or false or whatever, that does not matter over there. So if age is less than 18 is true, then you are going to stop it and the whole thing is going to true, and you are going to never check the hash permission over there. It comes out to be 1 or 0 or something like that, whatever. So it saves time. The process or the point of actually doing this too and an or is that it saves time over there. And remember one thing, it's a performance tip over there for your programs. Whenever you are going to make programs in some different languages or even in C language over there, always in and condition put most likely to be false first. Why? Because if it is false, the next condition is never going to be true. So even if it is false or true, it will never evaluate. But again, that does depend upon if the user is actually the person which is actually going to input some parameter, and based on that parameter you are going to input something. But of course, whenever you are evaluating conditions, you have some options which you know that they are always going to be false, or majorly 80 to 90% times they are always going to be false, depending upon how the user enters the data. So this means that you can have something. So put most likely condition to be false first, which means over here, then it's going to be evaluated. Or in our condition, put most likely to be true first. In this way, if this is always going to be true, because this is the main parameter age over there, and has permission is just a variable storing that variable over there, or associated data. So these are two performance tips over there. You can use them to just increase the pace of your compiling and the running of your code over there. Then, if you are combining multiple logical operators, now this is a very good way which you can have parentheses over there, because first of all, you are evaluating A and B. A and B conditions are being evaluated, and then C and D are being done, and then their combine is going to be done with the OR operator. So, if A and B is going to be true, then you don't need to do that C and D over there. So this is one way of doing it, that it will be done. But if you are not going to put this parenthesis, then it will be something like this, and it will be difficult for you to actually find it out that what is that. For this purpose, that you don't know either to do A and B first or B and C first over there is a total precedence table over there. And in this precedence table, you can see over there that you have almost the first one thing for the postfix. Postfix means whenever this plus plus and negative negative sign comes with the variable before the variable word over there. So this is from the right to the left over there. So if you are writing something from over there, you have the right to the left. This is the postfix over there. Then you have the not operator, which has the more one, because it's actually going to reverse the logic over there. Then plus plus, negative negative, which is prefix, which is after the variable. Whenever you write x plus plus or y plus plus or y minus minus, or any addition or subtraction which you do it, which is from again the right to left, or any unitary operation over there. Then comes the multiplication, then the division or the modulus over there, which is actually the remainder over there. Then you have the addition and subtraction over there. Then there is the relational operators over there. This is from the left to the right, which is the associativity over there. So you have the less than equal to, greater than equal to. Then you have the equal to and the not equal to. Again, this is the condition if you're going to evaluate one variable towards some constant or some other variable over there. So this is the equality or non-equality. Then comes the and or operator, which we have just discussed now. And then afterwards, at the very end, it comes out to be the assignment operator or the plus minus. I hope you still remember it. What is plus minus over there? Plus minus means, so if it's x plus minus is equal to y, this means x is equal to x plus y. And similarly is here for the negative or the multiply or the division or the modulus operator. So I hope this is clear. This we have done in the chapter number 2 in detail. So this is the assignment operator or something. So these are the operator precedence, and you can see from this table that the not operator has a higher precedence than the and operator, and similarly and has a higher precedence than the or operator. So now you can easily see over there that in this command, the ands are going to evaluate it first, and then the or is going to be evaluated. Why? Because the and has a higher precedence than the or operator. So this table is something very important. This will be, this has to be a little memorized in front of you, not the above ones, but these ones, the last one, the last 4 or 5 different rows, which is very important. That of course some plus negative division something have to be done first, and then afterwards this is going down and down and down over there. So this is something very, very important, that you have to know what is the precedence of your operator precedence over there, and this gives you the whole complete table of this one. Now, one very important error which normally students are going to do when you are going to, of course, do it on the paper instead of Visual Studio Code or somewhere, is this, that you're going to combine the assignment operator with the comparison operator. And this is something very, very problematic when you are going to write down on the paper. And I will strongly advise you to make some practice on the paper as well. So when you are going to give your midterm or final exams over there in any exam, so you are always going to have it. So supposingly if you case over there, this is wrong over there, it will compile. But the problem would be, you have a variable over here, PA code equal to 3. And if PA code is equal to 4, now equal to is not that equal to, which is actually the comparison operator over there with two equal to signs over there. So what will happen? This will just assign pay code equal to 4 and run this command, even if pay code is not equal to 4. So this will compile and run, and you will never know that you have a problem over there. So you want it, the correct version is you have to have the two equal to sign, which is the comparison operator over there. Now, to avoid such kind of problem where you can actually just miss one equal to and then the whole code goes awkwardly in some other direction, is this, that instead of writing it down as if x is equal to 5, just write it down as 5 this thing equal to x. Now here, when you are going to write down something like this, it will never compile and there will be a compile error. So you always have to write down as 5 equal to, with double operators over there, equal to x over there. So this will give you the safer way over there in this part. this way. So this way you can see very easily over there that you can see that instead of writing it over there, so you can write it as this form as well. It's totally completely safe over there and it can still work over there. So the assignment operator and the comparison operator, you have to be very, very careful whenever you are going to have the values assigned or inside an if else statement or something over there. And remember, L value, which can be on the left of it, this is the over there for the assignment operator, and the R value can only be on the right of the constants and expressions over there. Okay, I will come back to this one when we're talking about the variables a little bit more. But before that, let's see another mistake which is normally done is this, that you are going to write down, if supposedly you write down this thing x equal to 5, you can do this mistake as well, that instead of having the single operator, you write double operator. Now, what will happen at word? This will compare, but will don't do anything. This will not do anything over there. Why? Because there is no if else statement, there is no while statement, there is nothing over there. So this will just compare and there will be no result stored anywhere. So this will compare but does nothing with the result. So no assignment happens, nothing, and compiles without error. So this is one happen. So be very, very careful when you are using this single operator and this two equal to sign, which is the comparison operator. Just for your information, if you are doing something comparison in PHP, which is also a language for the browsers or the server side languages for websites over there, there the equal to sign or the comparison has three equal to signs over there. So it's completely different over there for that case. And in some languages, it's different over there. You will find out in JavaScript, it's totally different. In PHP, it's three equal to signs over there. In C language, you have this two over there. And similarly, I guess in Python, you have the two equal to signs, which are the comparison operator over there. Now, before I complete this chapter, just two examples over there. I guess nothing to explain, but they are just we have done already inside the algorithm development series a lot amount of such stuff over there. This is just giving the sum of the odd integers between 1 and 99. As you can see over there that the odd integers between 1 and 99 are being counted over there, and you can see over there between 1 to 99 the count is equal to plus 2, which means that after 1 next one will be 3, then 5, then 7, and they are all being counted over here in this expression, that is sum is equal to plus equal to count. So the sum of odd integers from 1 to 99 is being given over there after the for loop ends over there. So you can see the same statement over there. We have done this one, such type of questions we have done a lot inside the lab as well, and also as well as the algorithm development series over there. I hope you have gone through that. I have uploaded up till 6 videos in that part. Then coming on to this problem over there, this is something again giving you that you are going to print from 1 to 20, and there are 5 values per line using the tab separation over there. So you have a variable x equal to 10, you are going to print from 1 to 20. So that's why you have a while loop over there, that is x less than or equal to 20. You are going to print f this one, and after this x is being printed, which means a value of 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever is printed, you are going to first of all check that, okay, is this the 5 value? If supposedly 5 has been printed, then if it is equal to 5, this means you have to go on the next line. That's why it's going to take the escape character of the next line. Else, if it is not, then you are going to print a tab. Now, if you remember it, backslash t, it prints a tab, which means there is going to be a space between the one number and the other number, which is going to be printed in the next loop over there, or the next iteration over there. So afterwards, then this is the plus plus x, which means you are going to increase the value of x from 1 to 2, then to next time 2 to 3, to 3 to 4. And in this way, you will be having like 5 different uh, numbers on one line, then 5 again on the next line, then 5. So it will be 4 lines over there in front of you. So this will be executed like 4 times over there. That is a backslash n over there. In fact, the fifth line will also be executed over there, because for 20 it will still print over there. And then afterwards there will be a tab between each of these numbers over there. So in this way you are going to print integers from 1 to 20 in this way. Now coming on to chapter number 5 over there.